Good. I don't even know if it's morning or not, but hey, everybody, it is the Bliss Doctor, also known as Dr. Sashim. And I am winding down the night, so I thought I would come in and talk to you for a bit as I begin to ramp down my evening. So it's a little darker, and I'm sitting down, got my chair this time, and I'm wrapped up because it's raining where I am, and it's chilly, but I have a window cracked because I want to hear the sound of the rain. So this hair did not survive. Excuse me. The four-way out into the rain earlier was definitely poofier. But hey, you know, some days you just gotta let Mother Nature rain on your hair. So, so winding down the night, and I thought, I haven't done a video, a live especially, where I've just kind of talked about who I am and why I do what I do. Why am I called the Bliss Doctor anyway? What is that all about? Um, One of the things that I do is coaching gets such a bad rap. It's such a word that gets a bad rap. And let me sit up for a bit. That's better. But there's not necessarily another word for it. I spent 15 years as a college professor. I've taught hundreds, I think I might have taught thousands of students over the course of 15 years. I've taught in the Midwest. I've taught on an island in the middle of the Caribbean, excuse me. I've taught in small Western towns, and I've taught in beautiful New England states. And so, with that extensive experience of teaching, I've also coached students and professionals in the art of public speaking. I have a communication degree. I have 3 communication degrees, actually. My specialty was looking at human behavior, though. That's what I went back to get my PhD in, was really trying to understand human behavior. And so in my other life, I do coaching for women who are transitioning out of a marriage in the later stages of their life and who are trying to figure out how to make that not so painful and make it the best next chapter that they could imagine. Because you can't always see the goodness that's in front of you when you're slogging through it. So I'm kind of the girlfriend that you need for the moment that you didn't ask for. It's like I like to say, I'm the girlfriend that you need for the moment you didn't ask for. Um, but through the course of work in the classroom and with my clients, I have discovered that the pursuit of anything defines the experience of everything. And so I really try to get my clients to focus on the joy. It's tough coming out of things, and it's hard coming out of relationships, and it is not always easy. And there are a lot of myths. And there, I love my t-shirt. It says "All Mama No Drama." It's one of my favorites. Anyway, there's a lot of chatter and myths about how women are going to get through, how we're going to get through relationships that are falling apart. And I just decided that if we focused on what's terrible about relationships and especially the one that we just left, we stop the forward momentum, the forward push to get better. You got to take all the time that you need to heal. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that. And in fact, I highly recommend that clients get multiple avenues of healing as they're working their way through the process post relationship breakup, whether that's working with someone like me who's more of a mental mindset lifestyle development coach, or whether it's getting help from a licensed professional therapist. And I talk about the difference between the two and why sometimes you need to make a choice and go with that one on the podcast. So if you don't listen to the Bliss Report, check it out. The link in my bio, first button. Anyway, so that's a little bit about what I do in terms of my vocational life. I write ebooks, which are in my bio as well. And more so than anything, what I want to talk about tonight is, how do you wind down? I have this hashtag the daily bliss. And do you know what bliss is? Let's talk about it. It is unadulterated joy. Unadulterated joy. Imagine the last time that you felt unadulterated joy in anything, and I mean anything at all. whether it was today, yesterday, the day before, whatever the case may be. When was the last time that you were like, gosh, dang it, this feels good? I'll wait. Chances are not nearly as often as you should be saying, gosh, dang it, this feels good. This moment right here, if you know, you know. It feels good. I have found over the course of my own time building my second act after my divorce, turning it into the best act, that there are a lot of things that bring me unadulterated joy. It took me a while to figure out that when I pursued those things, the hard stuff didn't stop, but it definitely got easier to handle. It's got easier to handle. I couldn't, I'm not necessarily the most peaceful person per se. I have kind of a fiery personality. You may not come across in this setting because I'm all mellow because I'm winding down for the night. But I got kind of a fiery personality. But I believe in the rain really did do a number on my hair. It's so funny. Um, I believe that the art of compassion can go a long way. But I'm a fiery one, so don't get on my bad side because I'm compassionate to a point, and then not so much anymore. Um, but it is my goal and mission in life, in my next best chapter, to spend more time focused on the things that make me happy. Happy, 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 happy. And less time on the things that don't. So what makes me happy is sharing joy with the world. Sharing it in ways that allow me to grow, that allows my business to grow, that allows my life to reflect my values. And I've been talking a lot this week about what you value and how your values have probably shifted a lot, and you need to revisit those. There are a couple of lives about that, and it's probably a good thing to revisit those if you haven't, or check them out. But tonight, as I'm winding down the night, I was thinking about what is it about my night that I think is kind of a hashtag daily bliss, a moment of bliss in the day that brings a sense of unadulterated joy, if only for just a bite-sized second, right? So I wanted to show you some of the things that, you know, as I'm winding down the night, what are some of the things that I like? Oh, it's always funny when you forget to turn things off on your phone. Um, I'm not savvy enough to have two phones yet, y'all. I'm still navigating this one. I love it. Love my Google Pixel. Can't wait to get the new one. But people have 2 and 3 phones. I'm like, y'all, I'm trying to navigate the one that I have. Oh, yes. Well, when your hair is wet, all the things that were slicking your edges down, it's all gone. Okay. So I always have a cup of tea at night. Mm. And I'm pretty partial to chai in the evening. I know folks will say, if there's caffeine. Caffeine doesn't affect me like that. I know for some people it wires them up and keeps them awake. It does not do that for me. It has zero impact on my staying awakeness, which is fine late at night. But man, let me tell you, in grad school, when folks were chugging Red Bulls and drinking coffee trying to stay awake, and I tried it, I was like, I was still sleepy. I was literally like, this has done nothing for me. So I stopped trying to force myself to drink a lot of, to use caffeine. Let me sit that down because it's pretty full right now. To use caffeine as the way I stayed awake because it didn't help. It absolutely did not help. And what I have found is that if I am that tired, I just need to go to sleep for a while. I'll take a nap. I'm an adult. I will just go take a nap. And it might be a nap at 2 o'clock in the morning. Because when you're in grad school, days and nights mean nothing, my friends. Nothing. So I like to end the night with a cup of tea. I also tend to start the day with a cup of tea, but not a chai. I will drink multiple chais throughout the day, don't get me wrong. But in the mornings, I tend to start my day with something a little fruitier. I have an orange that I really love by Tazo, and there's a brand of tea called Pukas, which if I was in the kitchen, I'd show it to you. I like their teas as well. They're very bold and flavorful. I like to start my day with some fruit, y'all, some fruity flavors. All right, so the next thing I wanted to show you is most days, I can't say every day. I'd be lying if I said I did it every day, but most days, and I try to do it every day, I will pick a book. off my shelf. That's literally a very small sampling of books. There's a whole bookshelf over here that you cannot see. Yes. But I will pick a book, and this month, I'm starting this week and I'm going to keep it through the month of November. This month's selection is Life, selected quotations from Paulo Coelho, who is one of my all-time favorite, all-time favorite, all-time favorite authors. In fact, you can't see it, but if you look, there's a shelf devoted to his works right behind me, which is just blocked by the chair. And so what I'll do is I'll pick a book, and I just happened to pick this one. I could have picked one of his other works. But this was a collection of selected quotations, so I thought this would be kind of fun. And I will pick some people pick a Bible verse out of their Bible. Some people, have a particular book that they love. That's what I do. I pick a chapter, or not a chapter, a paragraph or a line, and I will allow the line to speak to me throughout the day. So, for instance, today, and so I picked this book for the next month, for the month of October and November. I'm going to be using selected quotes because, one, there's a lot of them, which is great, but two, because I like the bite-sized chunks of it, which is when I pick up a book, sometimes I have to read a little bit before something catches me, and then I can, I'll bookmark it and meditate on what the passage says. So today's meditation, so I take it out in the morning, I find whatever speaks to me, I read it, I put it away, and then at night before I go to bed, I pull it out again, and I think about how it has informed my day, how it has spoken to me during the course of the day, how it has helped guide me through the course of the day. And if I'm really feeling adventurous, it's not real late, I will journal about how I feel, because it's so important to figure out how you feel about things, preferably when no one's around. But even if I say that because life is very full and busy as a mom, it's very full and busy. But it's really important, I think, to give yourself space to feel things and to be guided by that inner knowing that you have that speaks to you, but you can't necessarily hear it because your life is so noisy, because there's lots of chatter. We'll talk about the monkey mind another time. Okay, so today, this morning, when I woke up, I turned to this page right here, and I liked all three of the quotations on this page, which is great, especially because two of them are from two of my favorite books. But the one I focused on was this one about resilience and the meaning of life being what you make it. The quote is this. It's from the book called The Fifth Mountain. And it says, "I recovered my immense will to live when I realized that the meaning of my life was the one I had chosen for it." And I don't know about you, but there are days when I have to go, I picked this path. Yep, I did. I could bail off. I could go do something else. Who wants to do this? And so today's message to me was, you chose this life. So what are the things that are going on that you don't like? And then how do you make those things go the way that you do like? Because you chose this path. Nobody stuck you on it. Nobody said you can't, or you have to do things a certain way, or you have to accept certain things. And so I've been meditating on that all day long. And now that the night has come back around, and it's definitely close to my bedtime. I am a night owl, but after about 2:15, it's time for this little girl to become pumpkin. But I will take some time to think on how that has helped to inform my day. Because why I do this exercise, and like I said, some people will choose a religious text, or a book, a favorite novel, all kinds. There's all kinds of books out there, but I really love this one. Like I said, one of my favorite authors, absolutely one of my favorite authors. And the reason I do it, hey, I've got someone who joined me. Hi, Michael Godson 7. Thanks for joining me. I'm just chatting about how I wind down the night. So like I said, some people use a religious text. Some people use their favorite novels or whatever. I pick up what speaks to me. And by picking up what speaks to me and then finding a passage or a paragraph or a line in the morning that is going to inform how I think about my day and using that as kind of this guide, then at night picking the book back up and sitting with the message that I took from the book. I find invariably answers come, and they're answers to things that I've been stressing about or working on or trying to figure out. They come to me. They literally come to me. They are okay. So now that the rain has stopped a little bit, the wind's not blowing so much. I can open this up. Good gracious. Um, and I really like I'm very cerebral. I'm really in my head, and so it's nice when I do this. It makes me get out of my head and think about my entire life. So then I'll journal a bit about it, and yeah, that'll kind of bookend my day. I like bookending my day with certain rituals because they make the day just feel like it's complete. I start with this, I end with this, my day's over. I can go to bed now, woo-hoo, which I'll be doing here very shortly. And then as I'm winding down, y'all are like, you got a lot of stuff going on. Not really. I call my son the pokey puppy because sometimes he takes forever to get stuff done, but he gets it from his mama. I'm not gonna lie. He gets it from his mama because I don't like to be rushed through the night. I don't like to be told that I need to hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, and get my stuff done. So, um, I do my verse. I drink my tea, which is cooling nicely. I have a whole container of water. Oh, if you follow me long enough, you know I am a stickler on drinking your water. There are entirely too many of us out here who are dehydrated. I have a whole canteen full of water, which I will not tilt because it's really full, but you can see it's ready. And I fill it up and I stick it on the side of my bed. Filtered water, ready to go for tomorrow. When I get up in the morning, I will down this 16. It's 16 or 18? 16. I will down this 16 ounces to start my day. So I get it ready. And I get it ready because I don't want to have to roll out of bed and rock in the kitchen on the cold floor and get my water. I want my water ready by the bed waiting for me. So at that point, all that stuff is set. Probably I have journaled. And then I get out my magazines because there's nobody around who needs me to read them a story. I love magazines. I am that person who, I'm that person that Barnes & Noble magazine section was made for. Okay, I like good pictures. I enjoy lots of variety of magazines, but I wanted to show you my favorites. But I'm a glossy magazine girl. I want to hold it in my hand. I want to be able to flip through the pages. I want to smell well, I don't want to smell anything, so I don't tend to get magazines with those perfume inserts in them because I don't like those. So I don't get fashion magazines. Not my thing. I like fashion, but I don't like the perfume inserts. Anyway, excuse me. So I get a magazine. One of my favorites, because I'm a big foodie, is Savor. I've been reading this for years and years and years. And I steal all the recipes. Don't tell them. I totally steal all the recipes. But I love food, and so sometimes at night I will get my Savor out if I have a new one, and I will dream about the next wonderful meal that I'm going to have, or that I might cook for my family, because I'm a foodie. I like to cook. But, so that's one of them that I love. And then I'm huge into home decor, and your space is so important, right? Like our space is so important to what we love and what makes us feel bliss. I don't know about you, but if my space isn't good, my daily bliss is hard to find. It's just difficult to find. To that end, I like this magazine called Milou. Milou. And I love the fact that there are textiles and there's furniture and there's just so many beautiful architectural details that this magazine's all about. So I will spend some quality time dreaming about other people's houses. And then finally, I love travel, which I don't get to do nearly enough these days because I'm a busy mama. But I love travel. So I read a Coastal Living or another travel mag, and I think about places that I might want to go. And if I love it enough, I'll stick it on my vision board and I will make an energetic path to get there because I believe in the power of your intentions to get places will take you there. Um, and I love living on the coast. So coastal living is actually really important because one of my big rocks, if you have watched the live I did on Big Rocks, Small Stones and Your Happiness, one of my big rocks is where I live. And environmentally, I come alive when I live near the water, whether that's the ocean, a flowing river, not a stagnant river, or a lake. I just love living near the water. So, but my preference is to live near the coast, which is where I live now. So then after all of that, which actually doesn't take very long, because I'm usually looking at a magazine while I'm drinking my tea, right? And I'm journaling for a bit, 1 or 2 pages. If I get really on fire, maybe 3 or 4, and then I throw on my cozy PJs, depending on the season, and I crawl into bed. And that takes me through my night. And the reason I wanted to, um, first of all, I wanted to come in and say hi. I don't know that I've ever done a hello, my name is. And if you know, you know. I'm telling you all these references, y'all. If you know, you know. Post, but it's been a while since I've done introductions. I've been on here for a while, but it's been a while since I've done one of these introductions. So I wanted to do that. And also, it's Friday night. It is 2:15 a.m. my time, so wherever you are. But it's Friday night, and a lot of people are by themselves right now, and they're lonely. And as someone who believes and truly believes that life is so much more joyful if you're pursuing things that make you happy, it can be hard to pursue those things that make you happy when you feel like you're all alone in the world. So if you find yourself awake at 2 o'clock in the morning or 1:30, because I would have started this about an hour ago, but I got busy, then you should check me out. You should pop on and say, hey, let me know you're out there. Tell me what you're up to. Tell me how you're winding down the night. Tell me something good about your day. Tell me something good, right? Um, Share your hashtag daily bliss and realize that you may be hanging out by yourself, but you are not alone. There are a myriad of people out there in the world, just like you, who are by themselves on a Friday night, whether voluntarily or involuntarily, and maybe just need to be reminded that we're all connected. We're all connected. And that's one of the things I think that might be the most important thing about the Bliss Report, my podcast, about the Daily Bliss, the hashtag, about all the Bliss products that I offer, about the books that I write, everything. It's to remind everybody that we're connected. We're connected. And it's fun. I'm not the cynical type. My arm hurts because I worked out really hard. So my arm hurts and my back itches, so I'm trying to scratch it. My arm's like, girl, you need to put that arm down. But we're all connected. And I was lucky enough to be raised by a dad who believes that kindness goes a long way and that it never hurts to just be kind. So if you're out there and you watch this, and you caught this live, thank you. If you watched the video, welcome. Join my Bliss Tribe. Come hang out with me. Give yourself permission to enjoy some aspect of your night and get yourself a ritual as you're winding down. Because the night, if you're not a night person, I'm a night person. I could stay awake all night long. I have to force myself to go to sleep sometimes. But by 2:15, that's why I'm just like, I gotta go to bed. Gotta go to bed. Life beckons in the daytime too. So, but I do find that having rituals that you can look forward to as you're winding down the night, if that's the only thing that you look forward to, that's something, right? That's something. And a lot of adults, they're winding down their nights. They're not very happy because they don't have anything to look forward to except laying in bed and being by themselves. And I just want you to know, I have not only rituals, I have all kinds of big ideas around what it means to be comfortable in my space. And so, regardless of where I have ever lived, and I have lived in some shoeboxes, y'all. Seriously, in some shoeboxes. But I will say this about that shoebox: it was so tiny, so tiny. Like it was so tiny. Um, but I moved into it and I got upstairs and I was among the trees. When you looked at all of my windows, I was literally, it was like I was floating in the clouds in this apartment. So for all the tininess of it, and boy, was it tiny. um, for all the tininess of it, you know, my bed was tucked into this corner and I could barely get through it to get to the bathroom, which was, I mean, it was just crazy. But for all the tininess of it, when I sat at my little kitchen table in my little bitty kitchen and I got out my journal to write, because I've been doing this for years and years, I would sit amongst the trees and I would pretend that I was in another country. And that's probably what's really sparked my desire to see what all life could give to me if I just let myself believe that I could have it, because I have then lived in other places amongst the trees. Um, and it has been glorious, absolutely glorious. So anyway, all that to say, getting yourself into a nightly ritual, a wind down ritual, allows you to center your energy, to center yourself in something blissful, in something that gives you the utmost joy as you are falling asleep, because your body will thank you for going to sleep happy as opposed to going to sleep hangry. You know, hangry and or hungry and angry. And if that's the case, get up and eat something. This whole not eating after 9 o'clock. Eat. If you're hungry, then just go eat. But your day is going to start so much better if you give yourself permission at night to feel good. So I give myself permission at night to feel good. So I'm going to take my fuzzy scarf, or it's a very big shawl, like it's huge. I'm going to take my fuzzy shawl and I'm going to drink my tea now with a magazine. And I might even have a piece of chocolate too. And I'm going to listen to the rain. And I hope that you have a great evening and that you decide to give yourself a wind down ritual. And if you do, share it with me. Let me know what you've added to your evening to get yourself wound down from the day. Even if it's a 5 or 10 minute ritual, what can you do? What can you add to your day? What can you decide that this is a big rock for me? I'm going to have some things in my life that are simply for me to feel good about, and I'm going to do them every day, and nothing gets to move them out of the way. And if you're wondering what the big rock, small stones in your happiness is, check out the Instagram lives, the live streams, or the videos now, on my Instagram feed. And if you want the workbook that goes along with it so that you can follow along and do your own big rocks, small stones, and your happiness exercises, click the link in my bio for the big rocks, small stones, and your happiness workbook for $7. Pick it up, and you will also get an email with the 2 videos inside of it for you to use. That's it for tonight. Have a great evening, a great weekend. I will definitely see you again because it's Halloween weekend, baby, and I love this kind of weekend. Take care, everyone, and good night.